Good day, viewer. Welcome to Crystal Education TV. I'm just Crystal, and we usually give you the education updates every week. And yes, Sylvia, your host, will be back next week, so we'll get to roll it. And you know, it's always our culture on Crystal Education Media to bring you education to a point, and it's been a pleasure to say that I have my colleague and friend James on the show. James, okay, it's good to have you here.
It's good to be here too, and then we're here to talk about education, everything.
Yes, everything education, and of course we would begin by looking at the headlines in the news, how it happened in the week. So we try to highlight some of the major stories and give you the headlines and tell you the papers where those stories featured, so that you can quickly possibly look up to them and then review one or two things. And of course, James, schools are resuming, and the long vacation is over.
Yes, the long vacation is over, and then schools expect students and learners to resume. Towards the ending of last term, it was like there was a directive that schools should close, unlike before, and that was probably because of security issues.
True.
But governments have announced resumption of schools now. I think by that, it means that a lot of things
have been put in place, and we understand also that the security situation actually improved after the given threat in the FCT when the bandits talked about that. But let's not go anywhere. When we come back, we'll go straight to discussing the education updates, and possibly we'll give you a little tip on what we'll be talking when Education Talk Point resumes rightly. Don't go anywhere after the short break.
Tout le monde, je m'appelle Madame Juliette, je suis professeure de INDF International Academy Ushafa. Keep watching Crystal Education TV. Merci et au revoir.
Yes, welcome back. We are looking at the updates that trended in education during the week. And that's what we're going to do. But don't forget to go straight to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then like us on Facebook, Crystal Education, and then follow us on Instagram as well as Twitter. It's Crystal Education, but on YouTube it's Crystal Education TV. Subscribe so you can get more things. I'll be telling you more about some other things we have at the end of this video. Otherwise, it's going to be the other video you will see after now. So James, let's go straight to the headline. We have the story, the presidential candidate for Labour Party saying that we will commit to robust funding of education. We will commit to robust funding of education. And that's Peter Obi promising to put more commitment on education.
Okay, from my end here, World Literacy Day, institutions urged to prioritize digital learning.
Yes, the story on Peter Obi was featured in the Vanguard newspaper.
And from mine, from Leadership newspaper.
Okay, so we move on. We have this other story. As we strike, our patients overstretched. NAS is saying that, and they are threatening to go and occupy the Ministry of Education. This story was featured in the Guardian newspaper. It was featured in that, and they are saying they are going to occupy the Ministry of Education, possibly to ground the activities. We may not know, but maybe we'll come back to look at that story.
So on Daily Post, Nigeria's educational system broken as every other sector. Article saying that one on Daily Post.
Yeah, broken like every other sector. That's to say that the sectors are all broken, including education sector. Then we have this one in the Sun newspaper, says Bagudu harps on synergy among stakeholders to strengthen basic education. Bagudu harps on synergy among stakeholders to strengthen basic education.
And on Guardian newspaper, 2023 poll, Nigeria needs leaders that will revamp the educational sector. This is coming from Kachuku.
So we move on. So ASU NAS, okay, I think I've taken this already. This in the Sun newspaper talking about NAS threat to occupy the Ministry of Education. Then we have this on insecurity still on the Sun. Insecurity responsible for surge in out-of-school children, nomadic education. That's the Sun. Nigeria is saying that insecurity is responsible for the surge of out-of-school. We've seen the increasing rise in the number of out-of-school children. I think
20 million.
Yes, 20 million. Yes, about 20 million. The UNESCO did report recently that we have over 20 million out-of-school children. Of course,
and if I may say, I think these 20 millions are just people, little children on the street. Let's not forget that
we have over 2 million.
ASU is on strike. And those guys are not. They're out of school. That's it. So they're actually out of school.
They are in school, but out of school.
They're out of school as we speak.
Okay. So let's move on.
From Vanguard News here, Oprah Winfrey, others congratulate Maiden African Education Medal winner.
Yes. Okay, we also have this story on Pulse Nigeria saying Edo issues new guidelines ahead of school resumption. Edo issues new guidelines ahead of school resumption. And then we have this story. It says Literacy Supports Association seek federal government intervention on education. They seek federal government intervention. That's on TVC News.
And then on Premium Times, school safety. Nigerian government seeks adherence to safe school.
To save school. I think it's become very, very important at this point. Yes, because if the insecurity in the society has not actually abated per se, then the question is going to be how safe are the youths, how safe are the children as they go back to school. And somebody once said, I think in one of the programs that were held on I think it's political platform RAPA, they did say that, okay, if ASU calls back, how safe is the road for children to travel back to various schools?
Well, we want to believe that every day that the government is putting, security measures in place, especially in the education system. I believe they are working every day. So for them to, announce the resumption of schools, I want to believe that a lot of things have been put in place as school resumes.
So and they are actually asking all school stakeholders also to adhere to Safe School, right? That's a Safe School initiative, and we do hope that they are able to do that. Also during the week, we had quite a number of press briefing from the Ministry of Education, and the Malam Adamu actually had a closed door meeting with the VCs and all that to try to resolve, and so many updates are coming from there. There was also meetings on the Literacy Day. Of course, there were also meetings on how to reopen schools, and we have this story that says federal government reopen FGC Kwali months after terror threat. Okay, say safety of school is sacrosanct. So you see, Kwali school, FGC Kwali was actually closed down, or we know that the report that came with the closure of last term section, that's the last section, schools had to write exams hurriedly, and we gathered that a lot of schools, some people wrote about 6 papers in a day in order to close, and the effect that would possibly have in the system.
I mean, the reopening of this particular school, if actually safety measures have been put in place, I think they should extend it to other schools. Don't forget that other schools in the states like Bruno and the rest of them, those areas that we have insecurity a lot. Some of the schools are shut down as we speak.
Exactly.
So if safety measures are put in place in Wale, let it go to other places so that schools, children can go back to school as well.
So it means that there should be an expansion of safety.
Exactly.
Yes.
Safety measures. If they can do it right there, why not other places?
Why not other places? So we'll be right back as we close up this discussion on the updates. And when we come back, we did pay a visit to some schools in preparation for resumption, and some teachers did speak to us, the Christian Education team. So we'll bring you some of their comments. Don't go anywhere. Don't forget, like and subscribe to the page.
Je m'appelle Madame Juliette, je suis professeure de INDF International Academy Ushafa. Keep watching Crystal Education TV. Merci et au revoir.
My name is Ms. Faye Tukeba. I'm a teacher here in Seed of Glory International School. Well, I'm so excited. I'm happy having my kids back on Monday. It has been a long holiday. I missed them. Well, as you can see, we're all preparing to welcome our kids back. We're just trying to put one or two things in place to have them resume with us. My little advice to parents is that this term we need to take it very serious, and they should try to limit the watching of cartoon, playing of games at home, and we are here to give them the best.
My name is Mrs. Akinshiri. Yeah, actually I'm happy that the children are going back to school after like 6 weeks or 5 weeks holiday they have spent at home. In fact, I'm so happy that they will be resuming on Monday. They need to read more, build up themselves, though they have been doing very well, but I expect more from them again. All the teachers in Seed of Glory are wonderful teachers. They are very learned and they are taking care of the children. But we expect more from them as a teacher. They should do more on the children, and so that their ability in studying can actually improve as well.
I'm by name Mr. Salisu Yakubu Ame. I am the principal of this noble school. Most times you see these learners, they are always, despite the fact that they're on break, we always have them at heart. So most times we wake up and like, my learners, they're doing. So that curiosity is there. So resumption now, then coming in, it's more of like a relief on my part. Because if they come in, I'll be seeing them. So that curiosity, they're fine, are they doing okay? Hope the children have not gotten themselves into trouble. I think the tension will be done. So now I feel better that they are coming in. Yes, there is no way you talk about the present without relating a little bit back to the past. Now, from the just concluded sections, we had a whole lot of accolades, parents coming to thank us for the changes and some of the other changes we've actually we've made on these learners. And from that achievement, we actually knew what to put in place to achieve that. Now, if you see the trainings we the teachers have resumed. We've been coming, training and training. This training all boils down to bettering the system and the lives of the learner. So they are expecting, every parent and even the school, we're expecting that this term is going to be mind-blowing. Coming will let them know that school has resumed fully and they are no longer at home. So in that case, I know quite okay, all this time they have been at home. It's a long holiday, so they must have mingled with other children, make friends, some travel, they have learned a lot. And some of these things might not confirm the ethics of the school. So as they are coming in, the first thing as a principal, what I will do is to sanitize them, to see that if they are coming in with any perverse act that doesn't have a business in the school, we will now say, okay, this one is not allowed here. How do we go about that? First thing, we will now go by reading the school rules and regulations to them to see that this is the things we allow here. Those other ones they are coming in with is not allowed here and it's not a good one, they should deviate from it. Our parents, firstly, I want to thank them for at least their understanding. A lot has happened in the other term that we were able to flow because of the understanding. So I want to thank them for the understanding. Now, I expect them now that they are going to see the best, because we have everything in place to give their learners, their children the best. But this strong message I have for them is, let them be patient on their own part. Most time you see, like for those ones that are bringing their children newly, this other new intake we are having, some of the parents, they will bring their child today and tomorrow they want to result immediately as if the teachers are magicians. We are not magicians. So please, they should try and give us time, bear with us that these changes is not something that is automatic, it's gradual. So they should always work with us. And most times there are some certain attitude we discovered in school that we want to correct it. Some of these parents from afar, they judge the teachers as if we are being wicked. In that aspect, they are not being fair enough. They should try to know if a teacher should punish their child. Let them try to know why. Not just come. Most times we've had issues that some will even come want to fight the teacher. Meanwhile, everything we do here boils down to want to correct the children, want to have a good Nigerian child. So most times at home, they utter some certain things that are not even good for the child and even for the school. So I am imploring them that they should be reserved. They should try and take situation calmly. You mustn't stay at the presence of that learner and start calling the teacher. Why will you do this to my child? Why will you do? It's not a good thing. It's not helping us. So please, they should try and be patient with us. If there's any actions or any reactions, they should try and ask why, instead of staying at home to draw conclusions and cause a whole lot of issues that we cannot manage. I think they should always have patience with us. We have the children at heart.
My name is Madame Juliet Kogbedi, also known as Mrs. Bassi. I'm the head of nursery section and also the French teacher. I'm very, very happy because it's been a while as a teacher. The children are like your family, so staying for this while without seeing them, it makes me very, very happy to welcome them back to school. Our parents will be expecting a lot of creative activities in the form of skits from the children, and also, you know, we have our normal cooking, dance, recitation, competition, so you'll see great things from your children. What we would like the parents to put in place is, first, their lunch. You know, most of them come to school with snacks, which is not very good for the health of the children. So I'd like them to prepare good, balanced diet food for the children, and also their appearances. Their uniforms should be neat, and they should always speak positive things to their children so that when they come to school, they remain positive throughout the day. You know, we have different learners. There are some, when they come to school, they are very fast in learning. But there are some, it's just a gradual process. So the parents should be patient. Some, they may pick up during the first term, while some, it may be 1-2 months, they pick up. So it's just patience. You see results. You don't just expect they resume this week and you see results next week. Some of them might have forgotten what they learned because they were not engaged in lessons. And when they come back from school, it's what they learned last time. Some might not even remember, so we have to start from the beginning. Parents, you should also help us by teaching them a little and being patient with the teachers. I'm just waiting for them. I'm very happy to meet them, and I want to say the love that we've been experiencing will continue to grow, and we are going to experience the best this time.
I am Pastor Mrs. Victoria Bamili. Yes, I'm a businesswoman too. I'm a parent of 2 kids in the school, JS1 and JS3. I've always looked out for their resumption because somehow we parents don't understand that the school does a lot in taking care of these children. The 8 hours and some few hours they've spent with us during the break is not easy. We've been like, personally, I couldn't wait to get them back to school. Yes, and I love the fact that the activity of the school, not the fact that they spend time in school, but that the activity of the school keep them busy with their book. But during the break, you see parents will keep saying, pick up your book, read something, do something. But during the school hours, they know they have to do their homework, they know they have to do a whole lot of things. I am trusting that God is going to help the school to impact knowledge, real knowledge to them. Yeah, I would like to say that schooling generally, or impacting knowledge generally, is not a sole responsibility of the school alone. Parents would have to play their 50% responsibility while the school play, and then we have 100%. So I would encourage parents and everyone involved in this activity to get to their toes and let all hands be on deck. Parents should, of course, we know that things are not really easy, especially with the situation of things now, but parents should try and see how they can get books for their word, and then try to encourage them to get involved in academic activities, even right at home. Well, I look forward to a better Nigeria. And then elections is coming forward in 2023. I'm trusting God and I'm going to be part of it. I'm going to vote as a good citizen, and I encourage everyone to vote. Let's vote for a candidate that will bring about changes, even though we know that the economy of Nigeria is so to an extent that you won't be talking about too much of progress, but how to rehabilitate it right now. And so I'm believing God that God is going to help Nigeria, is going to restore back the glory of Nigeria.
My name is Miss Mary Jane Omelem Chukwu. I teach in Dave International Academy. I must give God the glory. I feel good. I feel great. First and foremost, I want to welcome them back to another academic section, and I want to also encourage them that this time around they should put in their best. They should not limit themselves to learning, and also know that they are not only learning to pass or to pass the examination, but also learning to know it, so that in future they can actually put whatever thing they've learned from the school out there, and also make the society a better one. You know?
Okay, welcome back. We did see some of the videos from the teachers, and of course parents are telling us how prepared they are, and talking about the teachers. There's so much excitement to get their children back to school. And then we also saw the parents telling us they can't wait for the children to go back to school.
Like I just said, it's a long time. It's a long vacation, and then parents will not just wait. You know how kids are now, so they want them to go back to school and start learning. And of course, we saw a lot of expectations from school, what they expect from parents, and then what teachers as well expect from parents as well. So other way around, what parents expect
from them. And the key thing also is the fact that I think we also need to look at this comment from the principal talking about Mr. Yakubu also, who talked basically on how prepared and the need to demystify whatever the children are bringing in to school.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, a lot of schools, they are putting in one thing or the other to ensure that the back to school, the children have a very good back to school experience.
Yeah.
But then, just like the principal did say, these kids have mingled with a lot of people, peer groups, a lot of friends, and they've gotten a lot of experiences too. So that should be part of what the things they should put in place to create that environment where these children will not be able to sustain whatever they have gotten from whatever influence gotten from outside, I mean, it's a good one if you ask me.
Exactly, because you need to remind them again of
this is cool.
Yes,
like what he said. I mean, reading out the rules and regulations, just in case they happen to forget that. Okay, this is school system. I mean, it's very important because we see what's going on in our schools today. I mean, last time I read of a particular party where they say that it was a party between young boys and girls. They target kind of sex party or something. I mean, that's not the kind of school that we hope to see.
Exactly.
So putting in place some of these structures or some of these how do I put it now?
Modalities.
Exactly.
Checkmate. Yes. And make sure that the learners come to school with the right mindset.
Exactly.
And then whatever they have picked up during the holiday, they are able to drop them behind. And then there's another talking point, which is the expectation, anticipation of parents. This is first term. And the parents want teachers to do magic, right? And there is need for patience.
Exactly. I mean, the fact that every parent wants the best for their children, it's always there. Especially when they pay when they pay their school fee, they expect you to perform magic. But we must come to the reality that it's not always so. I mean, even if that magic has to happen, it has to take time.
Exactly. Now, you see, learning is a process. Now, at this first time, I think it's very important for us here to also advise parents to understand that you need to be patient. And you send a child to school the first time, new topics will be introduced. This is the first time in a new class for quite a number of them, except any child is repeating, which I know that in the Nigerian context, repetition now it's almost out of it.
Out of fashion.
But I don't think it should be an old fashioned, because when you repeat a process, you tend to master it the more. So, but then, if a child comes to school, you need to understand that they have to go from step to step, begin to familiarize. Like one of the teachers, they say that some of these learners may not pick up at the beginning of the term. They may not even pick up this term. Some is going to be in the second term of the academic section that they will begin to pick. So parents need to be patient with the teachers and patient with the process, and when they come back, you also have to be involved. The parents did say that the teaching and the schooling process have to be 50-50. Parents have to do their 50%, and then the school have to do their 50%, and everything will go in silence.
But it's even unfortunate that, speaking about 50%, I mean, a lot of parents are busy. And what they do is just send their kids to school. Come on, just go to school. Even to check the assignment, their homework, is usually difficult. So they believe that, how much is it? Go. And then they believe that they leave everything.
They leave everything to
the teacher. So when they are not seeing the desired result, so they fall back to teachers and of course to the school.
And that's not supposed to be so.
That's not. I mean, a lot of things have changed in our educational system. A lot of things have changed. Parenting styles have changed. Teaching styles have changed. It's just a lot. So I mean, these changes contribute to a lot of the issues that we face today. Now, that man spoke about bullying and some of the rules.
Tendency of learners to, when they come around, to start trying to bully each other.
Exactly.
But there are rules and regulations that guides against them.
But even at that, some parents might not want to go by the rules.
Well, the bottom line is that the 2022-2023 academic section resumes, and parents need to put up their guard. Remember, you don't need to let down your guard. Security issues are still there. It's the beginning of the term, so you have to prepare your mind and see how to get things ready, and make sure that your children are in the right mindset. Prepare their mind, and the first 2-3 weeks or even 1 month of the school resumption is going to come with a lot of challenge. Some of them will not understand the concepts that are taught in school. It's not because the teacher is not doing very well. It may be because they have not acclimatized with the environment which they have found themselves on, especially for those who are migrating from one school to the other. So the approach may be different. It may not mean that the school they are in is not good enough. So because I actually always try to guide parents on picking children from one school to the other, it's very important that you learn to stick the child to a particular school so that they can understand, because the moment you understand the process, success begins to come forward. Okay, Mr. James, we must call it a close at this time. We want to thank you for taking time to view this video. I also want to take this opportunity to say that the Christian Education Media is having some engagement with the press unit of your school, so you want to take advantage and see how this section your school can partner with us in what we do. Please, the numbers are on the screen. You can call, you can message us and see how we can partner with you, of course, to see how we move education forward. So from me and Mr. James is wishing everyone, parents and everyone, a very hilarious week, a very good experience in the school resumption. So it's bye for now. Don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like the Facebook page, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Do have a great day.